everyone, Non-Toxic Farm Mom. Today we are out on the front porch and I have a special guest and we are going to be showing you how we make a homemade incubator for hatching our fertile eggs. So we did our first one, 10 years ago, I think, and we still hatch in that, and we have very successful hatches. In fact, we have chickens hatching today, but I want to bring you along and show you how we do ours. You guys are going to be blown away. It's so easy. If you are a homeschooling family or you have a small homestead, you are going to want to do this. It will save you money, super cost effective, and it's just a great way to get started, and we want to show you how. Okay, so here is what you are going to need. So let's go over what you're going to need. We have a big styrofoam cooler. I will tell you guys, I will link this below. This was kind of hard to find and it took a long time to get here, and later I'll share that story. But you need a big cooler. This is actually one that holds 48 cans. When I did the search, I searched for a 45 quart styrofoam cooler. Okay, you are going to need, what's this called? A lamp socket set. Okay. Oh, this is Nontoxic Farm Dad. This is making his YouTube debut. Okay, so the real reason he's here is because Nontoxic Farm Mom doesn't cut things well. Okay, I don't have a good reputation. Okay, so this socket set, how much do we pay for this?
$3.
Maybe $3 at Walmart. Okay, I'm sure you can get on Amazon if you want. So you're gonna need that. You're going to need the replacement lamp cord, also a Walmart purchase, a light bulb, a picture frame, because we like to make a viewing area. So this was actually from the dollar store, and we're just going to take this apart, and it's actually plastic, but we're going to use this in the top. You're going to need some duct tape, and let's see, a tool for cutting. This time we're actually, this we won't put on today, but we are actually going to experiment with this lamp dimmer, because then I can change the temperature without opening up my incubator. All right, what else do we need? This thing to attach to, Nontoxic Farm Dad has a drill.
It's a hole saw bit.
He's going to use this thing. See, what's it called?
A hole saw drill bit.
A hole saw drill bit. You do not have to have this, right, honey?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. He's going to use this to make a hole to put the light bulb in. So you just have to have something to cut with. I think this just makes it easier. You're going to want some hard wire. I will show you that part later. And I think that's it. Literally, you're going to make an incubator with these things. We do not use forced air in ours. You are also going to want a thermometer. I didn't bring that out here because I have it inside, but you're going to want a thermometer that can measure temperature and humidity. All right, so here we are. We're going to get started. We're going to start by making the viewing area. I like to be able to peek in and see what's going on without lifting up the lid and letting all the temperature and humidity. So we took the glass. You can't see it, Mike, because it's clear. We took the glass out of the picture frame, and Mike is going to cut a hole, and we're going to put it in the top. There are a couple ways you can do this. Some people will like sink it down in. Yeah, we like to go the easy route, so we're not going to do that. All right, so he's got a marker. I forgot to put that in the list of things you need, but you need something just to mark with, right? So you know where you're going to put it. So he's going to trace it, and then we're going to get ready to make this amazing viewing area. The viewing window is done. Voila. All he did was trace it, cut, and tape. So now there's a viewing window.
You leave a lip.
You need to, that's true. You need to leave a little bit of a lip. Super easy. Hopefully the time lapse picked it all up, but now people can look inside without letting your humidity escape. You will also notice, before we go on to the next step, that this came taped so that it's like a hinge. I leave it that way because I don't want to have to take the lid all the way off because we hand rotate our eggs. So we probably will add a little bit more packing tape, but this one came hinged. That way you can just open and easily reach in and do what you need to do without letting all the temperature and the humidity escape at the same time. Okay, so we're going on to part 2. What's part 2? Non-toxic Farm Dad?
Drilling the hole for the light.
Okay, so we're gonna put the light in one end, and that's gonna be your temperature source. All right, so this is where he has that, it has a name. What's it called?
Hole saw.
A hole saw. A hole saw. We'll link that. We'll link those below, but you don't have to have it. But look, it's just this handy dandy attachment that goes onto your drill. So it's like a drill bit. But you just have to be able to make a hole. All right, we won't time lapse this. Show us.
Where do you want it to go?
Where do I want it to go?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter as long as, yeah,
Is that good? Is that too high?
maybe a little bit lower. Yep, right there. All right. Voila! Hole. See how easy that was? Obviously, it would take a little bit longer if you're cutting it, and you're going to want to show the end of the... Okay, so obviously you want to make sure this is what we did. We fit it to this. So if you're not going to use one of these hole saw bit thingies, you're going to want to trace, and you know, you can use a knife to do it. And then it's just a matter of inserting it. Huh?
We have to wire this.
Yeah, we have to wire it. So we'll be back in a minute. We're gonna wire it and we'll be right back. All right, so the lamp socket is wired. Show them how easy it is now. What do? Put it through. All right, now we're gonna put the light bulb in. I guess we weren't very prepared to show them that it actually works because the outlet's way up there, but over there.
Hold up.
All right, so here's what it looks like inside. So this is the temperature source. How cool is that, you guys? So you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on an incubator. Trust us. We have been hatching in an incubator just like this for 10 years. All right, so the heat source is in. See? There's the heat source. The viewing window is in. He's gonna plug it in. See, this is what happens when you have guests on your YouTube channel. Does it work? Voila! There's your heat source. Okay, now when we get this inside, we will attach this to the dimmer cord switch so that we can control the temperature. Okay, but that's honestly almost it. The only other thing that we have to do is we are going to use some hardwire. You want like a little shelf in here. Sorry, my hand was... So we're going to use some hardwire and we're going to create like a little shelf. The reason you want that is because you want the air to be able, the temperature and the air to flow all around the eggs, not just be hot on top of the eggs. So you want to lift them up a little bit. So we have found that we use hardwire to do that, and I will show you how to do that. And then I leave a little space over here where we just put our water source to create our humidity. So we are literally almost done. That's all it is to making an incubator. Some people will tell you that you need to add a fan so that you can force some air. We have never done that. Obviously, that's your call. We have never ever done that. And for 10 years, we have been having successful hatches in a box just like this. Okay, guys, so here's the hardwire. For those of you who don't know what hardwire is, it's just really strong wire. In fact, this is like what you use if you're trying to predator-proof one of your chicken coops. It can be expensive, but it's perfect for here because it's strong. So what we're literally going to do is we're just going to cut it and make a little shelf in the bottom. So Nontoxic Farm Dad's going to help me cut this, and then we will put it in the bottom and show you what it looks like. We're almost done. This is such an easy project. You guys, anybody can hatch chicken eggs. So you can start your own homestead. Okay, so you can see what I did here. It takes a little bit of guessing, but what we did was we cut wire, we folded it. Make sure you grab some gloves. I forgot to do that until halfway through, but this wire can be a little bit hard on your hands. And I have a little bit of work to do, but you fold it so that there's basically, you can see down here, there's about, 2 inches between the wire and the base of the styrofoam cooler. That way the airflow is getting all around your eggs. I also take another piece of wire just because I'm super protective of my little chicks. This light bulb is probably high enough that it wouldn't matter, but I want down here, I'm going to put a water source for humidity. So either a Tupperware or like a glass mason jar, so that you have some humidity being formed. And I don't like my chicks when they first hatch, they're kind of wobbly and all over the place. So I don't want them to fall into this. So I just take another piece of wire. Actually, this was all one piece of wire. We just cut a big piece of wire, and then this is the end piece. And I kind of put it there so it's a little barrier. You don't want it touching your light bulb. So, make sure it's not touching your light bulb because that would get super hot. And then the only other part to this is I use some shelf liner. So I'm going to cut this, and it's going to go right over this. So this can be rinsed off and reused, or it can be thrown away if you want. But that way we're going to put our eggs right on here. I'm going to put a thermometer, and I'll show you this. I'm not at the end of the video. I'm going to put a thermometer right here. I'm going to put my eggs around it, right? And I hand rotate once in the morning and once at night. So I don't invest in an expensive egg turner. And this is our setup. This is what we use. We have one thing left that we need to do to this. We need to cut some vent holes in the top and retape this, like I told you, because I like it hinged. So we're going to cut some vent holes in the top. That way if it happens to get too hot and I can't control it by the dimmer switch, or if the humidity gets too high, especially once your eggs start hatching, there's a lot more humidity that comes in. So what I do is I cut holes right here in the top, like I've cut one over here and over here, over here, over here. I duct tape them, but then you can just pull them off, pull the duct tape off to let some of that humidity and the temperature escape out the top. All right, so this is what we've got, and I will get it set up because it's almost time to add some more turkey eggs. We're going to be hatching some turkey eggs for friends, and we needed another incubator. So pretty cool. I will link everything below that we used so that you can find it and easily create your own incubator for hatching your own chicks. Okay, one last step before we are ready to set this up and put eggs inside of it, and that's I want to add some holes that will let the temperature escape a little bit, or the humidity if it just gets a little too high. If you buy a real incubator, it has like little red plugs that you can put in. We have found a really economical thing to do is just to cut holes. You can just use a knife, or you can use an X-Acto knife, a tool like this. This is a really, really thick cooler, so I'm kind of glad that Mike had this little tool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 of these holes in the top, and then I'm just gonna put duct tape over them. Duct tape is cheap, it's easy, and then what happens is if it gets too hot, I can release one or more of those holes if I need to let some temperature out, or let some humidity out. So I'm just going to make 4 little holes. Okay, and then I'm gonna do 2 on this end. No exact science to this, you guys. Just make sure But you're careful. And the light bulb was right there, so I had to make sure that I wasn't gonna hit the light bulb because I didn't want that to break. So here we go. Power tools are fun. Okay, so there's 4 holes, and you can see we did this outside for a reason, right? There's like styrofoam everywhere. I know that's not very environmentally awesome, but it does make a good cooler. So now I just got to clean out the styrofoam, and then I'm ready to set this up and use this for our homemade incubator. So much fun. Bring you in here and show you the setup. So I'm gonna let this run overnight, but inside you will see I have a thermometer. I will link these. These are super inexpensive and pretty accurate. They're within like a degree or so. So for us they work, and they're on Amazon. Like I think you get 2 for like $9.97. They come with batteries and everything, and it does humidity and it does temperature. Okay, and I have put like one of those disposable dishes, you know, you get from carryout, with water in the bottom to help with humidity. The light bulb is going. I'm super excited because I have my dimmer switch attached to this one. So if it's too hot, I should be able to control the temperature with this. This is the first time. Can you see it? I'm sorry. This is the first time I've done this. I'm super excited. I learned about this from somebody else's YouTube channel. I was like, ooh, can add that in. So I'm super excited about that. We're gonna leave it on high for now. And then when I need to add more water, if the humidity gets low, I keep some water in a turkey baster so I can just squirt it down in there really quick. And I don't splash water on the eggs. So I'm gonna shut this up and I'm gonna scoot it back under here. All right, so we can see this is all ready. So that's one cooler. So here's my setup. You guys are gonna laugh. So this is the newest cooler, but the reason we need it is because this cooler, this is the original incubator we made 10 years ago. You can see we really didn't know what we were doing, and we have all kinds of holes. That's why I think those round holes are gonna work well. This is so old, but it's still working. Look, you guys. Look inside. It's still working. Say hi. First Icelandic hatch of the season. I've been testing out. There's one of those thermometers. I've got our original thermometer in here, and you can see it says 97.5, and this one says 98. And the humidity is off a little bit, but it's okay because of the way I hatch. So we have some Icelandics that are going to be joining us. And you can see that the inside is set up pretty similar. Over there's my light bulb. This is not on a dimmer switch. I did add an extra sponge because we also have some turkey eggs in there. So typically I will set turkey eggs first because turkey eggs take 28 days. And then I will hatch some chickens with them. Chickens take 21 days because turkeys are kind of stupid. Okay, but we actually have those turkey eggs over there in the corner will hatch first. These will hatch about a week later. Okay, so, but because I needed to hatch for other people, this is the incubator my husband bought. We found this at Tractor Supply. It's a typical one that most people use. It has the thermometer right there with the humidity too, but I put one inside as well. The one inside is a little lower. Anyway, you can see I'm gonna open it up. I will tell you, I do not like this nearly as well as my homemade incubators, but look how full it is. 48 Icelandic eggs and 11 turkey eggs that we are hatching for customers. I don't like this because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I can't, these are hinged and I feel like I can control more of the air and the stuff that I let out. But anyway, we'll see, we'll compare how well this one does for $55 to our under $25 incubator, and probably this one was about maybe $30. It was a little bit more, you know, inflation, COVID and inflation and, you know, all the things I could cause. So anyway, this is my setup. So you can see how we have 3 incubators going. You can see all my tomatoes growing. You guys, they are so big. So look at them. Okay, this is a whole nother video, but we will add this one in later. Those are all ready to go outside as soon as it's warm enough during the day. And this is the next round that I'm going to transplant this week. But back to what we're talking about, incubators. All right, so you can do this. So stay tuned. I'll come back. I will add to this video, and we will hopefully be setting some turkey eggs in the morning. Oh, he's saying hello. Oh, make sure you check out the video I'm doing when we add him to the brooder, because I'm doing a whole video, a YouTube video on how to get your brooder set up and ready for your chicks. Okay, final step. The incubator has been going for pretty much an entire day. I've been working on making sure that we have the humidity correct. I actually have 2 thermometers in here. They're a little bit low right now because I've been opening it to put in these turkey eggs. We will add some more turkey eggs from tomorrow's hatch and the next hatch, and then that'll be all in this incubator. But you can see they're all tucked in here. There's an X on one side. I rotate them by hand, and that way I know. And then there's a water source for humidity. This has been challenging because I used the big black one, and it's you know, wider and shallower, so it created way too much humidity. So we've taken some water out and just using the mason jar down there. But this is what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to shut it so that can get back up to temperature. And I'm driving the dog crazy. See her over there? Say hi, Molly. Molly, hi. She likes to come in. She heard the chicks and she's like, oh my. So it's been interesting, and this one's down on the floor, which I guess might not be good, but I don't think she can hurt them. So this one's all tucked in. That'll climb up. The turkey eggs will take about 28 days to hatch. So what I will do in about 7 days is I will add a few chicken eggs with them, because turkeys aren't very smart, are they, Molly? No, say hi. They aren't very smart, and so they need some help learning to drink and eat, and so the chickens will do that for them. So there we go, homemade incubator. There's what it looks like. A cooler. Here's my dimmer switch up here, so I can control if it gets too hot or too cold without opening it, which is kind of nice. I do keep the humidity, Molly, I keep the humidity high. I like to keep it between 55 and 70% for turkeys. And then even a little bit higher once they start to hatch, because they have some thick shells. All right, so there you go. We did it. Incubator from beginning to finish. It took more than a day because I wanted to get it all set up for you, but now you can see how easy it is to make your own homemade incubator. Hey guys, I wanted to just finish up this video. Yes, it's the next day. I started this project yesterday, but like I said, it took about a day to get the incubator so that it was at a stable temperature. I wanted to make sure it was able to stay stable and I could adjust it with the dimmer switch, and then the humidity kind of gave me a little bit of a fit, but I think we've got it under control. So I just wanted to come back and say I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed meeting Nontoxic Farm Dad, aka Mike, and just see how it's not very hard to make your own incubator. So if you've been wanting to do something like this, maybe as a homeschool project for your kids, or maybe you're thinking about starting your own small homestead, but you don't want the expense of a big incubator, this would be an easy way to do that, okay? I will post all the things below that you need. Super inexpensive, super fun, hands-on, just a fun project, whether it's for school or whether it's to start your own homestead. All right, if I can do anything else, you know I'd love to hear from you. So please, please, please comment below with your questions, or maybe you have some tips or tricks that have worked for you and your family as you've grown your little homestead. We would love to hear it. But mostly just thanks for following along and being on this journey, and check back soon because because the next video will be all about our brooder and moving our chicks out to the brooder so that they can grow up and be big and strong and ready to go out into the big coop. So you can see how we handle our brooder situation after they hatch from here in the incubator. All right, guys, bye from Non-Toxic Farm Mom. Hit subscribe and follow along. Thanks for your love and support.